Gee whiz, I've been talking quite a while, and I thought I don't see any numbers, numerical values changing on my screen. Do you know? I thought I had turned the recording device on my laptop. I failed. It did not work. It did not turn on. That's sometimes quite good. Anyways, okay, let's get down to it. I went south on hmm, whatever, Friday, whatever, it doesn't matter, and took care of some stuff and spent a pleasant evening with my sister and brother-in-law, and we went out for supper. And they have a Chesterfield that just really suits me somehow. And so I had a pleasant, wonderful, pleasant night. And the next morning, I got up and I headed for Calgary, and I was going to Jimbo's Archery, 32nd Ave in Calgary. Known throughout Alberta as being about the very, very, very best archery place that you can go to. Um, it's totally unbelievable. They do not give me a discount, but I I go in there and I'm always prepared. I have spent time considering what I want to buy and the cost, efficacy, and I think that's the right word. It may not be, but boy, did that not sound good. Think about it. And it seems to me they always give me a good price. And so I bought a 420 Excalibur Assassin crossbow. Listen, I do not like shooting an animal in its innocency from a tree stand. Boy, it doesn't sound nice, does it, eh? But the crossbow is called an assassin, but nonetheless, gee whiz. I, the best hunt I was ever on was when the mountain lion came on the dead run from about 150 feet away, and that mountain lion, whoa, he was growling at me like, and my cousin, thank God my cousin was there. No one would believe that, but anyways, I thought that mountain lion was gonna plant its feet, and it did, just at the point where it was going to jump on top of my Irish cowboy hat. Oh, jeez! And I shot it in the chest with a bolt, an arrow, at 18 feet, and it went off in a different direction, thank God. But, anyways, I bought a crossbow designed for a person who has been beat up as much as I have over the years. It's actually for crippled people. And, and expensive, let me tell you. Wow. Um, but at the same time, about $300 cheaper than the same crossbow would be at any other place. Jim Bow's Archery. I always joke around, I call them Jim Bob. But nonetheless, it's Jim Bow's Archery in Calgary. And it has a specialized type of little crank on it because the draw weight on the bow, I think, is 360 pounds. And the bolt arrow flies at 420 feet a second. Now, the young man who stole my last one, Kyle, I believe, is his first name. He nailed my 420, and he also nailed my 380 and a bunch of other stuff too. But nonetheless, doesn't matter, because if you don't know how to save money and you don't seem to be able to learn, sometimes you learn how to steal. I never did learn that. I'm kind of glad, but I do know how to save money. But anyway, so I got my crossbow and I headed to Cross Iron Mills. And if anyone in Alberta knows about Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop, um, I tend to go to the Cross Iron Mills Bass Pro. Okay, and the reason I do is because they have everything there that you, as a hunter, I, I I don't care if you're a novice or you are a professional hunter. I am a novice, okay, and I went there to get a price on a loophole scope for my Mark V Weatherby Magnum 300 caliber. And when you're getting up into calibers like that, you really need to buy an expensive scope. $1,500 just for the blessed scope, eh? And but anyways, I was there. I thought I would buy a hard shell case for my crossbow, and I found one, but I found something more important than that. I found a man and a woman, and we just kind of found great pleasure in talking with each other. Uh, I can listen, which is a critical thing. If you ever wish to learn how to talk to someone, you better learn how to listen. And I met a wonderful couple. They weren't a couple. I didn't know that. A brother and a sister. And the brother, he and I, we just, boy, our hearts just kind of knit together in honor of the Creator. And and his sister, my goodness, pretty impressive as far as I was concerned. But nonetheless, we had fun. And while I was looking for a quote, only a quote, I mean, when all was said and done, I probably spent $2,000 for the crossbow, 1,900, I think, and so 2,100 because the case was 200. But anyways, I was at Cross Iron Mills, Bass Pro Sports Shop, and boy, that is impressive. And I was kind of wandering down, the glass cases across the front, where they have the guns upstairs. And I asked the guy, I said, "You don't have any handguns?" He said, "No." I said, "Is that because of Trudeau?" He said, "Well, yeah, kinda." And I said, "What do you mean?" Well, he said when the Prime Minister of Canada, oh, I really despise Trudeau, eh? You have no idea. Biden, Putin, Xi Jinping, Iranian government, I hold them all in grave contempt, okay? And it's just, I'm not sure if it's an Irish thing. It may be just a freedom thing, okay? I spent a tiny bit of time down in Coots when the Freedom Convoy were down there, and we sang praises to God. We sang the Canadian anthem. We thanked God for Canada, and we collectively despised Trudeau. So, anyways, I was down there at Cross Iron Mills, and they usually will have 200 to 300 handguns in the show display cases, and they will usually have 600 or more um, in the back room. Do you know there was one handgun for sale? Bass Pro, Cross Iron Mills, one, a 22 revolver, which it's not a bad idea, but it was a 6-shooter, and it was a 22, and it was the only gun that had not sold out in the 2 days after our Prime Minister put the kibosh. I'm not sure if that's Irish or Italian, but anyways, when Trudeau said that he was going to ban all handguns because some assault rifles had been used down in the States to kill people, which is a terrible thing. And he was going to ban all handguns, and it took 2 days, and Bass Pro, Cross Iron Mills, were totally sold out, legally sold out of handguns. You see, the deal is this, a legal gun owner is being persecuted because illegal gun owners who hate, are filled with hate, do illegal things. But the rest of us are being persecuted. And I wish I had gotten a handgun. I mean, my old roommate, anyways, a year ago I lost an assault style shotgun and a 9mm handgun, 2 crossbows, and a box of tools. And I wouldn't even take a cup of coffee if I hadn't paid for it. I don't understand anything about that. But anyway, so our freedom in Canada is going away. Our ability to buy a handgun, a registered handgun, with a true, real license is going away because our Prime Minister is trying to protect us from being able to allow us to defend ourselves in our own homes, and curtailing our ability to have fun target practicing. Oh, if you have ever target practice with a handgun, oh gee, that is fun. About as much fun as shooting skeet. It's so much fun. Listen, your freedom, my freedom, it's going away, children. They are going to now bring out in a mandatory manner that you have to have multiple booster shots for your COVID, when the only way to not get COVID again is probably to die, whether you have your booster shots or your regular shots or not. It's kind of like a cold, you're going to get it. And if you get it, if you're frail, you're going to be in trouble. But otherwise, you'll be all right. Most likely, you'll be all right. So, listen, children. I don't know what to say to an average Canadian, except you better learn how to pray, because when the government curtails your ability to protect yourself in your own home. I despise Pierre Elliott Trudeau, okay? I need you to know that. I despised him. I despise his son. Well, it's not really his son, but I despise his namesake as well. But the one thing that idiot, both are idiots, I'm pretty sure. Scripture says, do not call anyone a fool. Well, I won't do that. I'm not sure how close I am to that by calling them idiots, but nonetheless, Pierre Elliott Trudeau said that there was no room in the bedrooms of the Canadian homes. Okay? That meant you could do anything sexually that was agreeable between two adults. Okay? But you cannot, in a Canadian home bedroom, own a gun, a handgun, that you could use to defend the one you love. And if you're in bed with someone you're not in love with, well, you're in trouble. Okay? Because being in love makes everything that you do better. Okay. Hey, sorry about that. Just slid that in. Okay, God bless. Say, pray for Canada. We're screwed. We are. So too the U.S. So too Ukraine. So too Taiwan. We have some stuff getting ready to come down the pike. It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible. So, all these horrifying things down in the States with what they call weapons of mass destruction, they're actually just semi-automatics, see? Big clips. So we lose the right to bear a handgun in our own home to defend ourselves. Who's being persecuted? The criminal? Or the average family man in Canada? Well, it's the average family man. Okay, God bless you. Have a good night. Sorry about dragging this out. Jeez. So important. God bless.